All right, welcome to this podcast. I don't even know if you know what this podcast is called. We came up with the title recently. Beyond Sunday.
Beyond Sunday. That's
is the name of the podcast.
That's an original title. Yeah,
does it? I don't know how to read if you're
Beyond Sunday. Well, it is Wednesday, and
it is literally Beyond Sunday.
So that works. Yeah.
It's a podcast that we're doing here at the Bridge Church in North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where we're talking about faith, life, and work. And this is Graham Schulz. You're our second guest. You were my second choice, but you're here, and I'm so glad.
I just flew in from Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Okay.
And he had snacks. Rogan had snacks.
There's a water bottle, man. There's a branded.
I got a water bottle.
Did Joe Rogan have a Joe Rogan branded water bottle?
Yeah, but it's half drunk. You show up at a fresh interview, and it's a half drunk water.
Well, you were the second guest, and our budget's limited here, so we're a church podcast. We're a little bit.
Should be good.
Little bit lower income than Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
You're going to need to build a bigger church after this.
Yeah. Well, this is what you're promising. You've promised a number of times that this is going to go viral.
We're going to break the internet.
That's what you said. It's going to break the internet, except that you said it was going to break the internet today. Apparently, you don't know that this isn't live.
No, it's true.
Yeah. But when this comes on, it's going to break the internet. It's going to happen.
Where am I supposed to look here?
We're just me, man. Just me. Yeah.
So there's no cameras or phones.
No, there's no cameras. Exactly. Okay. But we do need to talk about this jersey that you're wearing.
Go Lions.
Graham is probably the only hardcore CFL fan maybe in the world. No, that's not true.
There's a few of us.
There are a few. I'm actually one of them.
Yeah.
So you brought this because you wanted to antagonize me.
Yeah. Even though you're just tromping us. The Bombers tromped us last week.
Yeah. Well, and for 3, 4, 5 straight years.
Yeah. You guys are trompers.
For those of you who don't know, Graham's team is perpetually second place. My team is perpetually first place. So I'm not sure what he was trying to prove here.
Actually, to be honest, I'm trying to bring back the orange and white because our uniforms stink right now.
Right.
We're wearing these dirty gray practice jerseys. When did gray become a BC Lions color? I don't even know. I hope one of the 6.
It does look like they're often practicing. Like even when they're playing a game, it does often look like they're in practice.
I hope one of the 6 viewers of this is actually in the BC Lions management. So
that's good. Actually, with Dan, we were saying that there were maybe 4 viewers. We thought his wife would maybe watch like 10 minutes of it. My wife would watch 30 seconds of it, and then he would pay his kids to watch it. So, what's your family going to watch this?
They'll watch it.
Yeah,
they'll want a good laugh.
Okay,
when Dad's on camera or something, it's a laugh. So
yeah,
I don't fit the social norms like everybody else does.
That's why you're on here, man.
I was actually going to bring I've got this dummy gag beer mug.
Okay.
That's like, it looks like it's full of beer, but it's in there.
Right.
And I was going to bring it, and I was like, nah, that's too far.
That's too far.
Just having a beer.
Wow.
Having a beer and a smoke at the church podcast maybe is going a bit too far.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. And Nikki talked to you about that.
No, I figured that.
You figured that out on your own,
which is impressive.
That is impressive. That's.
So really I got like this. I got this buddy, Rob. He's the best dude ever. I think you've met him. I
golfed with him.
We golfed with him.
Yeah.
He's the best dude ever, and he's a gag guy.
Okay.
He'll when we go away on vacation, he'll show up because he knows we have cameras in giant bear suits, and he'll be like photobombing my security camera. He's in a giant. He comes up in a quad when it's snowing at night and drives up and throws snowballs at our house in a giant bear costume.
Wow!
So I've learned a lot from Rob. The art of gagging people and making people laugh is just the best. It's a spiritual gift, I think.
Yeah. You have a verse for that? A verse and reference for that one? Or
no, it's in the Proverbs somewhere.
It's Proverbs. That's good. That's good. So you're repping the Lions. You're obviously you're born and raised Vancouver North fan. Yeah. What's your background?
Born and raised Horseshoe Bay.
Horseshoe Bay. Yeah.
Yeah. Moved out of home when I was 24.
Okay.
That's when my kind of reckless wild years, my reckless wild years began in high school, but moved into Ambleside area in West Van, got a killer apartment over Ambleside for 10 years.
Yeah, Ambleside, for those who don't know, beautiful beach, West Vancouver.
Lionsgate Bridge. I had the
amazing.
best apartment deck in West Vancouver, and so squandered 10 years of my life there. And then met my wife, and then gradually moved across to Deep Cove. So I've gone coast to coast on the North Shore.
And now there's nowhere further to go.
And I'm not starting back.
You're stuck.
I'm not starting again in Horseshoe Bay. So
yeah.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's backtrack on that. Backtrack there a little bit. So you talked about your reckless living, squandering, all of that. And any details you can give us about that?
Well, it's funny.
We can limit the kids, from listening to this. So you can go all out.
This it's a funny idea because this life I used to live.
Yeah.
It was like, in light of where I am today as a Christian, it was just a horrible existence. Now I'm right in the pocket of the world. I'm living it up from the world's perspective, and doing a really good job.
Yeah.
But it's a funny thing to talk about because every time I have a conversation about it, and we've all got our stories, and their stories worse than mine, obviously. But it's just like, oh, I'm talking about my story again. Sometimes it gets to feel a bit like I've told this story a million times, but then there's this benefit to it because there's a God story in there, which is just the best story ever.
Yeah.
Long nutshell, one day God decided to roll up his sleeve, reach into the muck, reach down into Horseshoe Bay and grab this skinny scumbag white kid from Horseshoe Bay and put him on the rock and clean him up and transform his life, and now get to live on the other side of that kind of history,
Yeah.
So I've done it both ways.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a neat idea because therein lies the testimony.
Yeah.
Maybe listen to the guy that's done it both ways, right?
Yeah.
That there's wisdom in that. But anyways, my story is crazy. Never had interest in God. I grew up, my mom went to a Lutheran church in North Vancouver, and she dragged us literally to church until she couldn't, until I was 13, 14, Mama ain't going. And Lutheran church, and especially Lutheran Sunday school, oh my grief, like it's crazy. And, I got confirmed. I wore a gown and I walked like it was just.
I would love to see a picture of that.
Yeah, I had.
Do you have photo evidence?
I have 3 front teeth back then, which makes the pictures look even better.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that is. I would love to see photo evidence of it. If you don't give it to me, I'll talk to Nikki about it.
I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
But no, the whole confirmation. I didn't understand anything. I didn't understand one piece of. And I'm not here to kind of bash the Lutheran Church, but the way they presented Christianity and the gospel to me didn't get through.
Sure.
So when I was old enough to just kind of go my own way, I just followed my high school pals. And we did what the TV shows told us to do, what our music said to do, what the popular group said to do, and that was drinking, partying, and all of it. And I was the guy that, foot to the floor and everything. I wasn't just like in there. I was like, I was pushing the boundaries farther in every direction. And it was all about, how crazy last weekend was. Yeah. And Schulz, you wouldn't believe Schulz. Can't believe what Schulz did. So that was I did that well.
Yeah. That was an identity thing, it sounds like, even for you.
It was needing to fit in.
Yeah.
And with that lifestyle came all kinds of immorality. And, it's funny looking back, never paid the bills, never paid one bill. I didn't think about it at the time, but looking back, it just didn't take me anywhere.
So metaphorically, you're saying, didn't pay the bills, as in there was a promise there that just didn't fulfill.
It was this chase after our desires and our nerve endings, as I have some people say, and it just didn't deliver.
Yeah.
And I just went hard that way, and I found my friends starting to go off to school and do something with their life, and I was going nowhere, and I was starting to get lonely. I have no plan. I didn't know. I was terrible at school. I always say grade 12 was the best 4 years of my life. But I did terrible. So my buddies were going off to school while we were still partying and stuff, and I wasn't going anywhere. And it started to get lonely, because I have no direction. And it was 29, and I met a gal who I thought was going to be another girlfriend, and she was a Christian, and she shouldn't have been hanging out with me. As a Christian gal, and she really loved the Lord, and her family was they're bridge. They would have been bridge people.
So that sounds like people, not people
Well,
who live under,
folk,
not people who live under a bridge, but people who go to the bridge church. Is that
just like us,
Okay.
us folks, you know. And I heard the gospel in her family, and I got to admit, at 29 years old, I'm like, I never heard this before. And it was, and home life for me was awful. Like my home life growing up was just turmoil. And fighting with my dad, and my dad chases me out of the house with a baseball bat and yelling matches, and he's yelling at my mom, and I step in between. And so I was constantly living at home and then living at my buddy's for 6 months, and I'd come home and in and out. So in this family, I just saw what I'd never had. And I knew it was because Christ was at the center of it. And it really, I want this, whatever this is. And so I drew closer to the Lord, and I started going to church, and then I'm in, because I was going nowhere with my life. I had no options. So I was like, I'll have this, whatever it is. And then one night, my experience, I believe, with the Holy Spirit was, I believe, the night of my conversion. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm not into sensationalism. I believe in the many, many, many ways God works in our lives, in Bible times and today. But I'm not a seeker of the sensational. I really only have one story in 26 years of being a Christian of where God like dramatically revealed himself to me. One night. And then the rest of it was a new heart, which is a cool part of the story too. But one night I was driving home from her house, and I think I was at a point where I was like, I'm really in, God. I'm really in. And I was driving from Port Moody back to Ambleside, and I just felt this warmth. I was like, what in the heck is this? A warmth and a peace, like a physical warmth. Like I'm warm inside my body. And I was freaking out. And I drove my car straight to Horseshoe Bay to my folks' house, because I knew there was a Bible in my old bedroom shelf. And I tore in the house. They're watching Wheel of Fortune or something. They're like, oh, hi, Graham. I'm like, can't talk. And I was out, bang. And I just grabbed this Bible because I knew I needed this Bible. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just needed this book. And I pulled over on the side of the highway, and I just held this book. And I was going, God, please don't make this feeling go away. Don't make this feeling go away. That night in bed, I woke up, and I'm laying in bed. I'm like, there's one of those Hollywood spotlights they shoot in the skies at the opening. I was like, on my back, my room's full of light, and I feel this heat on my back. I'm like, there's a massive light behind me. And then I went back to sleep. That's my night that I believe God's Holy Spirit said, this is my new home now.
Wow.
And I do this a lot, by the way. From that day on, I was just on fire for God. I was at our church at the time. I was going to women's ministry things, because I was going to church Sunday. I was going to church Saturday night, Sunday morning.
You skipped over that pretty quickly. You were going to women's ministry events.
Then I go to St. John's downtown, because there was I found a church, and then I was going to some women's ministry at our church. I'd sit at the back. I just wanted.
And they didn't kick you out?
No.
Okay.
Anyways. That's kind of, there's a lot of graphic details I overlooked, but that's kind of the story.
Do you remember what you read in the Bible that night when you went and got it? No.
No, there was nothing. I just felt like this book was the book that I needed. And then I started going to church, and I grew like crazy. I was so in love with Jesus, and I was I had this new Bible, the NIV, and I was marking it up. And I was just going, and I never read. I sucked at school, so I didn't read. I didn't like reading. I didn't understand anything I read. And to this day, it's kind of, I have pretty significant ADHD, and things don't stick. But for some reason, the Bible sticks. And not only
to this day,
not only sticks, but it's the only thing. Like, I feel like sometimes it's my spiritual superpower. because I understand the scriptures. Like I understand nothing else.
Yeah.
Like I can't read the label on a remote control for the TV and understand it.
But you can read Romans.
But I understand.
And understand what's going on here.
It's the only thing that comes through. And
Yeah.
it's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I need to take a break and you say something now. Isn't that how this works? if it's just me talking, you can go out.
Well, this is what, I was saying earlier, I don't listen to podcasts, so I don't really know. Like either this is going to be great because it's going to be like super original, or it's going to be like awful because I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, no, sure.
My one hope was that I wouldn't come here and be like, oh, Graham, tell me more about you. It's like, oh, more Graham. Like,
No, it's going to be a lot of, no. But no, listen, you're talking about Graham, but it is like your story is just Christ saturated in so many ways, right? Like you're saying, you were going one way and God just pulled you out of that and made himself known to you. Yeah. It's amazing. Praise God for that.
He took one thing in my life immediately as an evidence. I had the foulest mouth you could imagine. Yeah. Again, me pushing those limits. My language was one of those.
Yeah.
I just love to shock people with things they've never heard. Like I was just really, really profane. Yeah. And I wielded the F-bomb like nobody did.
Yeah.
And then soon after that experience in my apartment, my buddies would come over because it was our hangout, and I was a non-believer when we moved in there.
Yeah.
And they came over like 3, 4, 5, 6 buddies, and swearing away like we always do. And I was like, what the heck? I can't hear this anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I couldn't swear either.
Okay.
Like
it was like a day and night kind of thing where it was
and I like describing this because there was a day and I still see myself in my little medicine cabinet mirror in my bathroom with my shirt off. I had a shower or something. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I go, "What the heck has happened to you?" I did because like the miracle of rebirth.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 36, new heart.
Yeah.
Like, that's the miracle of all miracles.
Yeah.
Like we all know miraculous stories of healing. We all hear those. But when your very nature, I was 29, your very nature of 29 years, deep DNA stuff is altered and new desires. Yeah. That's a miracle.
Yeah.
That's a miracle. I didn't want the things I used to want, and I wanted no things.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
How does somebody train themselves?
Yeah.
And being a Christian and growing as a Christian isn't about, behavior, going after our behavior. That's just futile. So when God transforms a heart, death to life, that's crazy.
Now because you would obviously, many people who have come to faith in Jesus, and there are still significant areas of their life that are a struggle, right? Where it does feel like you're still fighting against the flesh, where let's say even the speech thing, I know of people who are, I want to follow Jesus. I'm having a real hard time with the language, right? In your case, it was like, from one moment to the next, God did something and just kind of took that away. For others, it doesn't seem to work that way. What would you say about that?
Well, I think it's a great point. For me, that's the thing he put his finger on. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been walking as a believer like 26, 7 years. It was 1998. I don't know. If I had a kid here, I'd ask them how many years that is. But no, I'm a long way from being cleaned up.
Yeah.
I've come a long way.
Yeah.
That's the neat thing. I've come a long way.
Yeah.
And I think also in there is a growing sensitivity to our sinfulness and brokenness. Mm-hmm. I might see the sin in my heart more clearly now than I did when it began.
Where there was just like a lot of the external stuff. Yeah. Whereas now you maybe see more of the motivations, the kind
attitudes of the heart.
Yeah.
Did I speak to my wife?
Yeah.
The way I should yesterday.
Was pride motivating that good thing I did that everybody else would look at and say, "Wow, what a great guy Graham is." Yeah. But that there's something deep inside there that's pushing in a different direction.
Yeah. And I'm terrified of being a fraud. Like that. I struggle Sunday. Sometimes I leave here Sundays between services and we're all schmoozing and high-fiving. Sometimes I leave and I'm like, was that really me? Like, that has to be me.
Yeah.
Like, I know we all kind of have two faces in a way. Like, our best version, but I really am terrified of being a fraud.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not afraid to be a little bit, not like you. No, I'm joking. Like a little undone and casual and unorthodox, and because
you're saying that I'm well groomed, man. That's the first time anybody's ever said that before.
Dude,
that's
your hair hasn't changed in 4 years.
What are you talking about? I was bald 6 months ago. I was bald 6 months ago. What are you talking about?
I'm teasing. I was planning to come and pick on you here today. So.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, no, I wouldn't expect anything less.
But yeah, just
so going back to the question though, it seems like it's interesting that God will take some area of your life and go, all right, we're gonna do this dramatic work of transformation, and then there's other stuff that I'm gonna work with you on for a long time, and it's gonna be it's gonna be 2 steps forward, 1.5 steps back, 3 steps back sometimes, and it's just this journey.
Well, at 29, I was a single guy living alone in an apartment with West Van with my buddies. That's a pretty easy existence. There's nowhere near the testing of a person there than when you've got 3 teenage kids, a wife of 23 years coming up February. I think I got that right. Your whole existence is different, and now there's new kind of things poking at you, and the enemy wants to destroy my marriage.
Yeah.
The enemy wants me to break the bridge between me and my kids. So brings different things out of us maybe that weren't needed back then.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that we all have the same kind of needs and order that God wants to kind of go after.
Right. Yeah. And it's amazing just to see how, and I think as we do this podcast and bring people on, it'll become really, really evident that God, the way that he works in people, speaks his word to people, connects with people, so different, Dan, who was our first guest, he talks about like professional wrestling was like a major way that he came to know the Lord.
Really?
Like just crazy connections like that, right? And for you, it was something very different. For me, it would be very different. He's a God who just is incredible in the way that he brings about redemption through all of these different circumstances in our life, drawing these different strings and themes together, right? And showing us who he is. Yeah. Tell us about how you met Nikki, because I know there's a whole story there.
We're going to talk about me the whole time here?
Well, yeah, that's why you're here. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know what you thought we were doing here, but you were. Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's a cool story, and everybody is interested because she's 14 years younger than me, and I know that everybody's like, that's his second wife. That's the midlife crisis wife.
That's why you bleach blonde dye your hair, right, to kind of look younger.
This is a natural, and the water on our street's really bad. I don't know what's happening in our water. No. I had left I met Nikki's dad at our old church out of my apartment in West Van when I was a new believer. And I was trying to find a place to move. And I got to know John. He's like, hey, John says, come stay at our house. I'm like, cool. So he had 4 kids. Nikki was the oldest. At the time, she was 19. And did you catch that? She was 19.
Yeah.
And I was 33. And true honest, I moved into that home, and because my upbringing was so horrible, and I was the youngest of 4 siblings in my home, I moved into that home, and I was kind of the oldest of this group of kids. And I fit in nice. They liked me. We got on well.
Because your maturity level was...
Absolutely right. See?
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And I felt like I did previously when I met that gal who was a Christian in her home. I really felt like I'm in the home I never had. Like mom and dad love each other, the kids, it was beautiful. And I just really fell in love with being there. And as it turns out, Nikki was not a believer, and she was kind of seeking, and on her own little journey with a friend of hers. And for the first 4 years of my Christian life, I just went nuts on apologetics. So I just loved the idea that our faith was so heavily steeped in evidence.
Yeah.
And And I just loved knowing that and sharing it. So just part of why I like Alpha.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of questions.
And again, Alpha, if people don't know, it's your meal, watch a video about Christian faith for people who are new to this, have some conversations. A great way that people get to know who Jesus is.
And bring their questions.
Yeah.
So Nikki and I struck up a neat relationship and friendship because she was asking questions and I was able to answer a lot of questions for her. So we struck up a really neat friendship. She used to come watch me play hockey. She's not going to like that I'm saying this. She put Christmas lights on my bed, sprayed vanilla spray on my pillow just to make me feel more comfortable. Like she wasn't courting me, right? No, I'm just joking.
What about the vanilla spray? That's real.
It's for real. Yeah. Vanilla spray on my pillow.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that?
I slept great.
Okay.
So anyways, there I am in this home with my buddy's daughter and siblings. I was so happy. And this is a cool story.
Yeah.
She was my buddy's daughter. I was 33. She was 19. She might as well have been 12. Like, it's just like, she's my buddy's young daughter. I didn't have any idea outside of my buddy's daughter. Anyways, she decided to get baptized. And we went to our church. She got baptized, and John took the whole family up to a restaurant to have lunch. And we're sitting there at the table at the restaurant, and I looked at Nikki, and it's like God just took two chords and went, okay, now. And my heart just went thump. From nothing to thump. And I just saw her romantically now. Just out of nowhere. It was blindsided me. It was crazy. And I freaked out. Because like I know what everybody's thinking. And it was a problem. I went and got 3 people I looked up to, my pastor at the time and 2 good Christian mentors. And I'm like, dude, I just fell for John's daughter. This is bad. And I could go into a lot of detail. I won't. But I knew it was wrong. Like, there's no way I could fall for this young girl. I'm 33. She's 19. Like, this is, I'm going to be in jail. Like, but it got to a point where I realized this feeling wasn't going away. We finally talked. I talked to her dad. It was funny. It was complicated, but we realized that we really were in love with each other, and then a quick engagement, and then a quick marriage. We got married relatively quick. I think maybe overall a year and a half.
Okay.
And rest is history. But it was funny because so the joke of careful who you bring into your basement, it could be your kid's next spouse. But it was crazy. Again, God just one day just entered.
Yeah.
And said, I'm going to put you guys together. Wow. And my goodness, talk about 2 complementing people.
Yeah.
And the age thing just vaporized after not too long.
Sure.
A lot of people were looking at us funny. Like, we got a lot of funny looks for a while, and one or two of Nikki's friends had a really hard time with it. But now it's like, after a little while, it's like, come on, what are you going to say? Look at us. We're doing great, and we complement each other. She's the counterbalance that I need. Like, everything that I don't have, which is a lot, is. Yeah. I know it's really cool. It's really cool the way our relationship works.
Yeah.
And we work together every day.
Yeah.
We spend every moment together every day, morning to night. We work together. Sometimes it's tense. There's lots of stress going on. Kids are doing morning to night every day. And I would not pick a day to be without her. So, she's going, I'm going to Whistler with my friends for 2 days. I think a lot of dudes would be like, I get a couple of days off. Never. Yeah. It's never better without my wife. Yeah. She's going to like that.
Yeah. If she makes it this far in the podcast.
That's right. Yeah. She hasn't turned it off yet.
Yeah.
So,
And you guys have 3 kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the journey of fatherhood been like?
Oh, man. I hope I can get through this. Well, having kids age 0 to 13, parenting's all the same. Just tell them what to do, and they'll do it.
Yeah.
Or they get a response, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Sure.
Then when they get into their teens, that rule book gets tossed away and you have to figure it out. And I have the 3 greatest teenage kids you could imagine, all different. I can't believe that from where I came from, I have 3 teenage kids who want to follow Jesus. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How again, going back to that kid from Horseshoe Bay, like this is where I ended up. Like, you got to be kidding me. We were at sitting in a hot tub at a Whistler hotel a year or 2 ago, and Sunday morning, we're talking to these people we just said hello to in the hot tub.
Yeah.
So we got kids. You got kids. Great. Kids are your teenagers at home alone. Ooh. I was like, yeah, no, they're at church right now. And I was like, I just wanted to say that because, like, the assumption is because you have a teenager, they're stoned, sleeping around, drinking, stealing booze out of the. Nope, my kids are Bible study.
Yeah.
Jack's waiting. To have a beer, first beer with me at 19.
Right.
I said that was important to me a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't even need to say that because the kid just wants to follow Jesus. And Riley and Leo, they're all different places.
Yeah.
But they're all pointed that way. And it's like, there is no greater trophy that I as a parent could hold over my head than to have 3 kids walk with Jesus.
Yeah. And you've said something to me before, which I thought was really interesting, because you've kind of got that classic story of like the prodigal son, right? The guy who went off, wasted his life in some ways, whatever it was, reckless living, and then came to know the Lord, right? This dramatic, like from death to life kind of thing. And I know you've kind of talked about your kids, and particularly, well, we've baptized a couple of them here at the Bridge. And saying that you almost find that a greater miracle when somebody has grown up in this and then still trust in the Lord. And because a lot of people would go, well, that's the boring testimony, right? Like, you're the exciting testimony. And then your kids have like kind of like the boring, like, oh, I grew up in a Christian home and I never kind of left kind of thing. But I know you've said before to me that you find that like that's actually more in some ways, or maybe just in a different way, incredible in its own terms, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, being rescued from peril, it's not easy to hang on to what rescued you, you know what I mean? But to choose to hang on to means you had to recognize that it's good, and I'm going to stay near that. So I got plucked out of the Pacific Ocean with a couple breaths left in me. Probably not going to get off that boat.
You're not wanting to go cold plunging again real quick, yeah.
But in both cases, for my case and my kid's case, or someone who grows up in the church, it's the only reason I think we remain in the faith is because we've seen and tasted that God is good and recognize the beauty of Christ as being better than anything this world has to offer. And that was always our parenting goal for our kids, was not, we encouraged them to read their Bibles every morning, but it wasn't like, do this, don't swear.
Yeah.
Make sure you get to church. That wasn't going to win anybody anything. It was, they have to see the beauty of the gospel and choose it and go, I want that. I want that over anything that the world is trying to throw at me.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you will truly find and remain in the faith.
Yeah.
Is when you recognize that Jesus is better than anything.
Yeah. And so along those lines, how do you balance like not sheltering your kids, growing up, raising them as Christians, especially in a place like North Vancouver, where there isn't a whole lot of Christian influence. Now, you've had your kids in church and a Christian school, but how do you balance that, sheltering, and you almost like they almost need to be somewhat aware of what's going on in the world to be able to know that the gospel is better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you do that as a parent?
I think I also wanted our kids to see the freedom that we have as believers. I love I'm not sure if I'm hitting your question as well as you're asking it. But I love that our kids are watching us live our life, not neat and tidy. And I don't mean not neat and tidy in that we can get kind of like a little unchristian now and then, but like we have lots of friends who aren't believers and we see them a lot. We go on vacation with them and they see me have beers with my buddies. You know, like I got one buddy, Rob, we've been taking our kids to the rink for years and it's always like, you know, bring some pops for the dressing room. Also, me and Rob bring a little cooler with a couple beers for the dressing room. And you know, so like I abused alcohol a lot growing up. I abused it. And I still drink alcohol, but it's a good gift of God, you know, used right. You know, I've been drunk in 27 years. I was never.
Haven't been drunk.
Haven't been drunk in 27 years.
No, you haven't been.
I haven't been drunk in 27 years.
Yes, right. Yeah.
I used to always be drunk.
Right.
So yeah. I like I want my kids to see the freedom. Jesus says, I think it's in Matthew. I think it's in a couple spots in the gospel. The world goes after. It's the sparrow. I'm a little lost right now. The sparrow is fed. The flowers
are clothed. Yeah.
Right, and then he talks about how the world goes after. Do not worry about this, that, and the other. Like the world goes after them.
Yeah, yeah.
God knows what you need.
Yeah,
and He'll give those things to you.
Yeah,
which is interesting because the things that the world wants can be the things that we want. But God wants to give them to us in the right order.
Yeah.
So it's not just, you'll get what the world wants.
No, that's right.
You'll get it the way I want you to have it, in the right order.
That's the whole punchline there. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. All of these other things will be added to you.
So that's encouraging because it's not like, hey, that's for non-believers. You're a believer. You drink non-alcoholic beer and you listen to worship music. Like, it's not like that. So, you know, our kids have, Our home has had Chris Tomlin blaring out the windows, and then Springsteen live next, you know, and you know, worship music, and then so they see this. Yeah, they see. I think my kids have seen there's a freedom. Yeah, it's for Galatians 5:1 is for freedom that Christ set us free. Yeah, and you can still be hardcore sold out for Jesus. Yeah, and so. A healthy balance. So my kids haven't grown up going, wow, if I'm going to be a Christian, there's all these things I can't do. It's like, well, you don't have to think of it that way. Yeah. Well, and it's interesting. You bring up the Matthew passage that like there's a certain anxiety or fear that sometimes Christian parents like you kind of have to like seal off everything, right? Because you're anxious or fearful that they're going to see that and go after it. And what I'm hearing you say is raising your kids in a way that is not fearful, that trusts actually that the gospel really is good news, that it is, this life is real life, abundant life, as Jesus says, and trusting that and not operating out of that anxiety that can easily take over. Yeah, that's great. I remember my baptism in 98. I actually read, as I was reading it, I wrote, I was afraid that following Jesus meant I'd have to go to Africa. Okay. I couldn't drink beer. Yeah. I've been talking a lot about beer, haven't I? Yeah, there's a lot of it. You wanted to bring beer on set. I mean, dude, the day I can have a beer in church, take me home. Like, just like to have, like, to me, beer is... See, this is what I think is going to happen is Jack's going to have his first... Did he already have his first beer? Or no. He's not 19 yet. No, he's waiting. I think he's going to have his first beer. He's going to be like, Dad, what are you talking about? This sucks. Like this tastes disgusting. No. It's more. It's not about that. But I said I was afraid God was going to take my sense of humor, my I can't drink beer. Yeah. And I'd have to go to Africa, and everybody laughed because that was silly, right? But no, Jack has non-alcoholic Budweiser. Right. It's always in the fridge. Okay. And that this is the thing about it, beer that I like. Like I honestly can't have more than 2 beers in one sitting. Yeah. Just like it's too much. It's heavy and so on. Yeah. But the beer after cutting the lawn, the beer in the dressing room after hockey, like to me, beer. We were talking about beer, but wasn't in the plan for today. No, but it's like it's a good gift and in moderation. I mean, this is the dangerous thing, obviously, right? Is that we know people who just their lives get taken over by it. But Jack comes home from a hard day at work,
Yeah.
and he goes and grabs a beer, and he has a cold beer, and sometimes with me, and it's like, that's a
Yeah.
reward. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about beer.
No, but it is a good reminder, right, about the gifts that God gives us that are inherently good, but how we twist them, how we distort them, how we turn them into idols, how they become an ultimate thing that we serve. That's the nature of idolatry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that so often?
Every good gift God gave us for our flourishing can turn around and destroy us.
Exactly. Which is where you've got to have the Lord number one.
Yeah.
He's the one that we're worshiping and giving allegiance to.
I don't know why. I've never had deep struggles as a Christian. Like, struggles, we all have struggles, but I've never had anything that kind of really had its hooks in me that I couldn't get away from, which I'm grateful for. But freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom. Like, and the kids are watching, right? Like the old thing, Christianity isn't taught, it's caught. And I just feel like we've lived a kind of faith before our kids they'd go, yeah, I like that.
That's good. That's great. Yeah. Different topic. Schulz Construction.
Oh, stop.
You're...
Can we talk about you now?
No, that's not what this is.
Let's talk about Dan. Let's talk about Dan. That guy's crazy.
Yeah, that was a good one. But this is great. This is great. Schulz Construction. That's your business. I don't know. I wanted to bring up your 1-star review on Google. I don't know if you're up for talking about that.
Go for it.
Well,
is it the one with my truck?
Yeah. So yeah. Graham, Schulz Construction. If you look it up on Google, has, I don't know. Do you have multiple 1-star? Yeah, I feel like you have like one 1-star.
Is that still
review.
there?
Well, last time I checked, it was, and it had absolutely nothing to do. So Graham, you own a construction company. You see your signs all over the place here, especially in this neighborhood in North Van. You're building all kinds of homes. It's beautiful work. The 1-star review you've got on Google has nothing at all to do with with construction. It has nothing to do with homes. What happened, Graham?
If I recall, it's somebody complaining about me doing a burnout in my truck
in front of a restaurant.
And they typed in and go, "What a clown!" Who would? Yeah.
Did that make you think about not having your decal on vehicles?
There's been times in transition when I haven't had decals. I'm like, it's pretty cool. I can run around like an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm actually
This is by the way why I'm not going to let you take a bridge sticker and put it on your vehicle. You're not allowed to do that.
I'm also the only parent at LGCA school that's got an email from the principal asking me to stop doing burnouts outside the school. True story.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true that you're the only one. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The cars today, they have so much power, and
I
guess I had traction control off that day, I guess.
I drive a 2008 Toyota Yaris, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Is that all you're pulling out of Schulz Construction?
What's that
topic? Is you going to pull that out?
No, we'll talk about other things. I just wanted to lead with that.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. No. Okay. Let's talk about construction and how'd you get into that? What was kind of behind that?
Oh my goodness! It's like you did some research here. Another incredible God story. I hate that term. It's a God story or it's a God thing. Everything's a God thing.
Sure.
Everything's a God story.
Can be, yeah.
But this is, it's cool. All I've ever been good at is swinging a hammer and building and creating. And academically, I was hopeless. And out of high school, I got into building. I was a framer in West Van. Homes were going up like crazy in the early 90s. So I paid for gas in my car, bought the beer for the weekends and rent and things like that. And after I was a Christian, I'm like, I got to get out of this. I hated it. I just hated getting up in the mornings. I have no passion for it. And I had some Christian men telling me.
You were good at it. You're gifted at it, but it just wasn't actually something that you were enjoying.
Yeah.
It paid the bills.
I have to chuckle because I actually thought I was better than construction, which is just ridiculous. But I had a few men speak to me and say, dude, this is your skill set. And they said, I think you should do this. And I remember a night, again in that apartment in West Van, I was just struggling because I'm hearing this thing and then I'm like, I want out of this so bad. And I took it before God and I was like, God, I hate this. The only way I can move forward is if you change my heart because I hate this. and I don't want to do something I hate. And actually, maybe this is the second sensational story I have. I went to bed, and I woke up, and I just saw a truck with my name on it. And I saw tools in it. I had this picture. And I called my buddy at the time. I'm like, Dave, check this out. I'm going for it. I'm going to do this. And he's like, what happened? Like, it was overnight. It's like, what happened? I don't know. But from that day forward, I just was fired up. And literally the rest is history, because I never turned back.
Yeah.
And I went to a friend of mine.
Schulz Construction was born, like kind of at that point.
Well, at that time, it was Capstone Construction.
Okay.
But I went and borrowed money from a restaurant owner, a friend of mine, and I equipped myself with some tools. And this leads into another cool story. I had a 1994 Chrysler Intrepid. Do you know what that is?
It's a car.
I think it's the salesman, the official salesman's car of the 90s.
Okay.
It was cool, though. And I was starting my construction company with a Chrysler Intrepid.
Okay.
And I was praying, God, I need a truck. I need this car to sell. So I put it on Craigslist. Guy's coming out this Saturday to look at it. Oh, God, that's so cool. You're answering my prayers. Here he comes, looks at it, never heard from him again. Oh, God. Come home, check my answering machine. I want to come look at your car on the answering machine. You know what that is?
I do know what that is. I do remember that.
I want to come look at your car this Saturday. I'm like, because we've been praying about selling my car in Bible study, my new Bible study, right?
Yeah.
Guy never shows up. I'm like, oh, God. You know, I was so jacked the other day because this guy's coming. God, you're providing, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Guy didn't show up. I'm like, dang. So this went on 2-3 times. And I got tired of treating God this way. God, you're great. God, what's going on? It just felt so stupid. And I just said, God, I don't care. I'm gonna put ladders through the trunk into the back seat. I had an air compressor in the back seat in my 94 Intrepid, and I just went. And then one day a guy calls me from Cranbrook, BC. Cranbrook. I'm flying out on Saturday. I'd like to buy your car. I'm like, what? So I go to the airport. I pick him up in the car. Don't know this guy, kid. We go to the bank at Park Royal. He forgot all the documents to do the money transfer.
Okay.
And I'm like going, because I was up here again. Like, what the heck? This guy comes all the way, and he's not going to get the car because he forgot his. Turns out the guy that worked at the bank just got transferred from Cranbrook to Park Royal. That was all taken care of, and then I was suddenly like I'm here again, and so he dropped me off at home, and off he went with the car. But before he went, I was like, this guy's got to know I'm a Christian. And I was like, I just super bold. I'm like, dude, I've been praying for this like crazy. And I got tired of asking God. He goes, are you serious? He goes, I'm a Christian. And my Bible study at home, we've been praying about a car. And all I had was $6,000. You were asking $6,000. And I was like, whoa, this kid's in Cranbrook praying about a $6,000 car. Wow. And I'm over here praying but I got lost in playing kind of games with God.
Yeah.
And yet he underneath all that, he's like, I'm putting things together down here.
Well, we're so impatient, aren't we? Like we're like, God, do it. Like right now. Yeah. Like right now. Like, what are you doing? Why are you waiting? Why aren't you putting this together for me in this moment? Yeah. And I mean, the Bible says 1,000 years is like a day, whatever. Like this timeline is different for God, right? He's got the long view in mind.
He's the long game, God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this strikes me. You wanted me to talk about me. Go. So just for a minute here.
Go.
You know, studying the early church, studying the pre-Constantinian first 3 centuries of the church, which is what so much of my reading and research is on right now. And there's this one book, actually, I think it's right there, The Patient Ferment of the Early Church. That the early church wasn't like, we're consumed with results. Like, I want to see the church grow, like Sunday. Like, I want to see revival, like on Sunday. Let's see this place packed. In the early church, it was, to use another phrase from a writer, a long obedience in the same direction. It was just doing the right things and trusting the Lord for the harvest, for the results. Yeah. And I just find I'm so impatient, and I've got a clear sense of what I think God should be doing and when He should be doing it. And then years later, you look back and you go, oh, that makes a lot more sense, you know? And in this case, maybe it was just a couple of weeks, but you can look back and say, wow, that's what you were up to. And sometimes we don't even get that, but we can still trust that whatever his timeline is, he's got good reasons for it.
I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot to not just kind of, like it's this, oh God, oh, that's a God thing. God is good, man. Like something good happens. Oh, God is good. Like, well, God was good and not good, and God not good. It was good and not good. Like over a span of a couple of weeks, like that's ridiculous. Yeah. God is good, no matter what. Just, I'm not trying to say it's easy to just sit and be patient, but God is good. And being able to look back after 26 years as a Christian, having gone from single to single and hardly working to married, kids, growing business, all these things as I've moved through a lot of life.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's wow. And all these little spots we're worrying along the way. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really is guiding and leading, but he's the long game.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
So going back to Schulz Construction, so you've kind of devoted your life to construction. Now you got your oldest son; he's working construction now.
Yeah, and Leo's coming this summer to work.
There we go.
Yeah, he wants in.
So because I think sometimes as Christians we go, okay, we've got our Christian life here, right? Where we go to church on Sundays, read our Bibles in the morning, do devotions, whatever it might be. We help out at the church maybe. We've got that's our Christian stuff, and then our 9 to 5 or whatever the hours are. This is something kind of separate. And sometimes we think, well, the way that my faith is going to get into my workplace is if I can just witness to other people, which is great. It's awesome, right? To tell people about Jesus. That's really, really important. But are there other ways you've seen faith and work, like what you do with your hands, with what you do on a daily basis, how that relates to God and to your faith in Jesus, and that integration of faith and work? Have you what kind of thoughts or reflections have you had about that?
I love, and maybe I feel on my life it's been the Africa. Remember at baptism, you're going to send me on missions to Africa.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe my I don't know, my whole I don't know. I feel so equipped through studying, through my passion for apologetics.
Yeah.
The defense of the faith. We can reason with people and articulate in ways that, and nobody's out there, non-believers, nobody knows what they believe or how to explain what they believe or what we believe. I think I could go up to 10 of my non-believing friends and go, give me the top 3 reasons you believe evolution. And they can't say anything. Well, the fossils. So, which is
unless you have a scientist friend, they might have a few more reasons.
Hey, I could fill the trunk of your Prius with the transitional forms.
Well, Yaris, man, come on, not that high.
Anyways, it's made me very courageous. That I'm never afraid to be caught in a conversation with a non-believer. In fact, I drop hints constantly. I just want to get in a conversation.
Yeah.
Because people will be surprised when they hear we have some answers and can explain some things. So okay, so at work, I mean we've gone a long way kind of just doing business in a way that construction's a pretty grubby industry. Okay. For instance, our job sites, no swearing.
Okay.
Just no swearing.
That's actually a rule that you've got.
It's no swearing. And it's not that I'm a Christian, I don't want to hear language. Because, dude, I can handle the language. Yeah. I'm a former pro.
Yeah.
But it's more, we're in someone else's home. Even if it's a tear down or we're building new, those are someone else's neighbors.
Yeah.
It's a courtesy. Homeowner's wife might walk on site with kids.
Yeah.
This isn't our job site, it's their home.
Okay.
So it's kind of a standard that.
Interesting.
So it's a picture of more just respect and courtesy than I'm a Christian, no swearing. It's never been that.
Yeah.
People like that. People like that. People like a little bit of order and hey, we're going to pull things together a little bit here, not just be our reckless, self-serving cranking the music. I'm like, no, turn the music down. There's a neighbor right there. So that's been an easy way to just be different. I've been in hockey dressing rooms for 30 years. it's easy to be different. It's so easy to be different. I feel, and I don't, we talked about people being in different parts of the process, so I'm far from any kind of example. But dude, when we go around in the world we live in a dressing room or a work site and we're like, don't swear.
Yeah.
That's loud. Like people go, hey, he didn't swear. Or I went golfing in a tournament recently and it was a very worldly 4 hours conversation. And I was part of the group. I didn't sit over there and go, I'm a Christian, I'm going to talk. Like I found my ways to weave myself through. Yeah. And I don't have to swear. And it's like, and dude, I'm telling you, at the end of that 4 hours, it's like, that guy's different.
Yeah.
It's not hard to be different. And I think, I feel pretty strongly about the language one.
Okay. Are there other ways though too? With, let's say, workplace, going back to like Schulz Construction, are there other ways that you have tried to be different or tried to do that business in a way that maybe would look different from the world? Yeah,
I think, again, it's easy to sit here and puff myself up, and I'm not trying to do that, but there's all kinds of opportunities to leave money on the table and not charge something we could have charged.
Sure. Yeah.
Or, you know what, we feel really bad about that, we're not charging you for that.
Yeah.
And so
that greed that pervades so much of business in the world, a way that Christians should look different.
Yeah. And in my business, I could easily charge for all kinds of things and justifiably so. Yeah. But let's not be that kind of person. Yeah. And who knows, maybe you're busy and we're always busy. So, it's easy to take and grab. Yeah. And if the Lord's ultimately providing, I don't need to. Yeah. And if it gets people saying nice things about us, I don't need to. I don't, as much as I want to, because like I say, I'm always ready. I don't preach the gospel. There's times I'll take a guy aside and I'm like, can I pray for you? I got a lot of guys who are going through some tough stuff. Yeah. Like really hard stuff. Yeah. And you pick your spot to pull them aside and go, can I pray for you? And they're like, sure. Put your hand on their shoulder and pray for them. Like, that blows them away. And let's get back to work. Yeah. He's not being all religious. He's just caring for me. Yeah. So it's cool. It's a dark world out there, and it's not hard to be a light. It doesn't take it's just. And I think the other thing too is, I feel very strongly about. However we witness out there, whatever we do, however we live, whatever we say, people are going to connect that to who Jesus is. Yeah. Dude, I'm terrified of somebody going, that guy's Jesus is an idiot. Yeah. Well, Jesus says, whoever causes one of the least, one of these little ones to stumble, better for them to have a millstone tied around their neck and thrown into the depths of the sea. Yeah. Our witnesses. And I would not conduct myself or speak in a way that would dishonor Nikki. Like, give me a break. I love her. Yeah. I don't want to talk poorly about her. Yeah. How much more should we care about how we represent and speak of him? Yeah. And I hear this from you, Graham, and I really appreciate this, that the motivation is love, that it's not rule keeping for the sake of appearances or to get God's favor or love, but really the gospel, that we love because he first loved us, that we have experienced this incredible grace from him. And now, of course I want to honor him. Of course I want to reflect him. Of course I want to serve him in the world. Yeah. That's the proper motivation for everything that we do. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I really appreciate that. Ezekiel 37, I think, or maybe it's still 36. He talks about how the Israelites were defaming his holy name. Yeah, you defame my holy name. Yeah, that's my name. Yeah, I care about my name, and you're defaming my name. And it's like, I defame his name if how I live. So I don't want. Yeah, I don't want anybody to look at me and say anything other than, man, that guy really loves Jesus. Yeah. And you want that to be true. You want that to be true every day, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing. Yeah, not perfectly. Yeah. I'm always trying to be a horse's arse. First, you want to bring beer on, and then you want to semi-swear. Arse? Come on. This? No. If you're, I think in England that would be. I don't know. I'm always trying to be funny and silly, and again, I like to go to those boundaries a bit. That's where you're funniest. But I've had to hand out a number of apologies. Like, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I said that.
Well, I remember one time you had to apologize to me because we'll go there.
Oh,
Let's talk about this.
That's a bad one. No, but I felt so bad. I hurt you. I did. I hurt you.
No, you did. No. You didn't hurt me. No. We'll do this therapy here. We'll do this is friendship therapy here.
Tell the 6 viewers what happened.
Yeah. No, I think we're up to 7 or 8 now, man. I'm confident. Just ending a service. And I think like half an hour before in the sermon, I had made some kind of comment. Was it about the Jets and Canucks?
You're always chirping my teams.
Yeah. Well, mostly the Canucks. Mostly I make jokes about the Canucks, but because they're also always worse than the Jets. But I think I said something about go Jets, and then in the final, like I was like,
you
sending.
I did a heartfelt benediction.
Yeah, heartfelt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like this big like sending, like here, like praying for you. Go out in the week, do this, and then all I hear.
No, but you barely pivoted. You're like,
that's right. I was like, I finished. The service is over, and all I hear is this one loud voice: "Go Canucks, go!"
Yeah, you were like, just turning.
What? Who said that?
Well, I got a lot of high fives up there. So
you got a lot of high fives.
I did. Yeah. But afterwards, I found out that you did not like that.
Well, I didn't even know who it was at first. I just thought, oh man, totally like ruined the atmosphere. And then I found out it was you, and then I was like, oh, that makes sense.
You said to yourself, I can't believe someone just did that. And I felt terrible, but that's a good example. I'm the guy. I still want to be funny and silly, but you go over.
Yeah.
Like if I played it safe with my humor, it wouldn't be very funny. So you got to get out there,
right? But you know what? I really appreciated, Graham. I see your heart in this that you did. You right away was like, oh, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, Craig. And
I'll do it again.
You'll do.
It'll happen again. It will.
Well, maybe not that exact thing. Maybe we've learned that exact thing. Maybe not. But
if I'm not hurting you, I'm not trying. That's the thing. No, I'm joking.
No. Yeah, no. I really appreciate your heart in that. You're quick to ask for forgiveness, quick to recognize, and I think that's huge when we are bearing witness in the world. Because I think that's something you're so passionate about. You and Nikki have run Alpha here a number of times. You've talked about like all the friendships that you have with people outside the church world. You're passionate about bearing witness, and that you're not going to do this perfectly, that it's not going to be something that you can always look back on and say, I perfectly represented Jesus today. Yeah. But that an aspect of being a genuine follower of Jesus is the ability to confess, to acknowledge that. That's that humility. Think about the prayer that Jesus values, not the Pharisee who's going, look at how much better I am than all these guys. Yeah. But the tax collector, he says, I'm a sinner. I need grace.
I love the saying, I'm just a beggar telling another beggar where to find bread.
Yeah.
And there's such a great witness in being honest with our brokenness and our shortcomings. And the last thing I want anybody to see is that Graham's a neat and tidy, got it all together Christian. I'm a broken vessel going hard after Jesus because he's better than anything. Yeah. And that's all I want people to see.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So we've talked about like that bearing witness in the world, in faith and so on. What difference has it made for you to be in the church? What difference has the church made in terms of your
the church or the Bridge Church?
Well, sure. Let's talk about the Bridge. Okay. You guys have been here for the last 4 years. Actually, what difference has this made?
I'm glad you asked because it's something I've become more and more aware of recently. So I was 22 years at North Shore Alliance Church. It's where I was baptized and met Nikki and on we went there for a long time. But it was Lonsdale, and this is kind of pathetic to say this, but it felt so far away. And, getting to church felt like we were going a long way, and it's kind of lame to say that because that's not why. We're not measuring how difficult it is to get there. We go because we will. So when we found this church, the proximity was like, wow, it's around the corner. I got to say that our life has changed, and I don't want to sound kind of sensational, but our life has changed socially. We have so many new friends here, and dude, doing church in your community, and Lonsdale didn't feel like our community at all, is so cool. We see the people walking through the doors and go, hey, I've seen that guy up at Nestor's or something, you know. It's been so much easier to serve. I know Nikki's always down here helping with, you know, anything from design stuff to food, and Alpha, like, it's just around the corner. So serving is easy. And I don't know, you know, like my family is growing and flourishing spiritually here. My 3 kids are kind of really growing up as Christians here.
Yeah.
And it's changed our life. Like it's our spiritual life is kind of like not woken up, because it's not like it was sleeping, but it's just like erupted. And, you know, any given day, I got a kid down here.
Yeah.
You know, where's Riley tonight? Where's Leo tonight? Oh, they're down at youth, or Jackson Bible study down there. It was like, our life is here.
Yeah.
And, it's so great. It's so great being a part of this church and being so near this church. And, and you know, you get to drop things in the neighborhood with people. Oh, my church down there.
Right. Yeah.
So it's cool.
And then you're close to be able to mentor me.
Yeah.
All those
which makes
drop-in
it easy
visits where you mentor me.
Yeah. Well, I pastoral.
Yeah. If those are listening on audio, those were, the mentoring was in quotation marks, just so people are clear.
No, but of all the pastors I'm mentoring, I appreciate you the most, I think.
Wow. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where
and let's say in a general sense then, because you know, you have a lot of people out there who are like, well, I'm a Christian, but I really don't care for the church very much, right? I don't need the church. I can follow Jesus on my own. Let's speak to those people a little bit. What difference does the church make as you live out this faith in life?
That's a good question. So it's funny, you know, again, I don't want to prop myself up or my marriage up, but Nikki and I have what I think is an incredible marriage. Not perfect, but I had somebody I know recently, non-believer, say to me, you know, I need you to know that you and Nikki are an inspiration to all of us out there. I was like, wow. They just see 2 people that like to spend time together. Again, we're different in that. Again, I'm not trying to paint but we're different. And I think people move toward that. I think one of the questions was around what would I want to tell people.
Yeah, we were coming to that. That was like the final question.
I'm jumping ahead.
But you can go there if you want.
No, but I feel like I got a little distracted there from your question. Ask the question again, and I'll see if I can add to that.
So for those who maybe go, well, I'm a Christian, but I don't really need the church. You know what? I can do this on my own. Why do you need the church if you're going to follow Jesus, live it out in the world?
I think look out the window. I mean, just look out the window in 2025 and go, really? We're made for better than this. And I think ultimately our marriages were intended to flourish, not be happily married. Mm-hmm. That's a joke. We're supposed to flourish and be a life-giving kind of company, you know, a marriage, and just being married for 20 years, and that's not good enough. So
connect that to the church.
Yeah.
You just keep on talking about your marriage, man. Nikki is going to be over the moon with this.
You
are going to get, I don't know, a lot of home cooked meals.
She's the most happily married woman you'll meet. Like, she's so happy. She's so happy.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Husband of the year.
20, right here.
I'm sorry, I should have gotten a mug for you with
23 years of marital bliss for my wife.
Wow.
Like, how do you top that?
Yeah. So is there some connection here with the church?
Ask away.
Oh, again.
I ask again.
Okay, third time.
I'm like a goldfish.
We're gonna get
go around the bowl, and I can't remember where.
I'm convinced your answer has something to do with marriage. I just haven't worked it out yet. We'll get there. Someone who says, "I could be a Christian. I don't need the church." What would you say?
Actually, I don't think that was the last question.
What? Yeah, it was.
That I read earlier.
That's the one.
Yeah, got some more work to do with you, clearly.
More mentoring visits.
I think the thing I wish everybody could know, he made us.
Yeah.
He invented marriage. He invented sex. He invented love. Like, these are all his.
Yeah.
How dare we run around masquerading as though we came up with these or we're going to master these? Like, just being a Christian is the coolest thing ever. It's so cool. Like, it doesn't say that in Scripture, and I would never pitch a cool gospel.
Yeah.
Like come to Jesus because Jesus is cool. He's not cool. He's holy and dangerous and loving. But being a Christian in this world, I don't know. It's like being drafted by the Detroit Red Wings when you're a 15-year-old hockey player. It's like, it's all here. Everything we wanted, and it's here. Where we find the one who gave it all. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's exciting. It's our cups are full, overflowing. It's like, and this sounds kind of cheesy and stuff, but I can't think of how else to describe it. Come to Jesus and find life.
And so let's. I'll answer the question for you, perhaps. Okay. Yeah, because you're saying good things, very good things. But the fullness of the blessing that the Lord has for us includes being in community.
Yeah.
Right. Being with other believers. Yeah. You're talking about there's life. This is meant to be life, and that is a theme that's come up in this conversation. But part of that life is that you're not doing this alone, but that you're doing it in relationship. And I don't know where you're going with the marriage thing exactly, but maybe there too, when you're in a marriage and you're struggling through it, to be in community and relationship with others who are seeking to follow Jesus in the midst of those marriages that go through difficult times. You try to do it on your own and you're doomed. But when you are open to being in relationship with people who are also going through it and seeking to honor the Lord in the midst of those marriages, that's immensely encouraging. This is a blessing God wants to give us. It's a gift that he wants to give us that we so quickly just go, I don't actually need that. I'm good on my own, right?
And it's world changing. Like, the marriage is the foundation of society, I believe, and where a marriage flourishes, a family flourishes, and where a family flourishes, a neighborhood, then a city, and then a nation. And that's why I feel like it's the number one thing the enemy wants to destroy is my marriage with my wife. Because if he can take us out, he takes my kids out, takes my neighborhood out.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, the big final question here. So, one thing about following Jesus that you've learned that you would love to share with others, and try not to talk about marriage or beer.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. I think I just kind of answered that. It's like, I like hockey. I want to go to the biggest game.
Yeah.
Like, what do we want in life? We want to have purpose and meaning and find all these good gifts of God in the order he intended them for us, and just to find them. Like, you want to find life? I know where to find life.
Yeah.
If that answers your question.
Absolutely.
Adequately enough.
He is life. He is the resurrection and life. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He's the one who gives eternal life.
I've eaten out of the dumpster, right? Like, I've been that guy.
Yeah.
And now I've been eating at the Father's table. Dude, there's nowhere else.
Awesome.
There's nowhere else.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being my guest on Beyond Sunday.
Yeah, this is almost as good as Joe Rogan.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. We almost got there.
No snacks.
If we had had snacks.
Or a cigar.
Or
No.
And some F-bombs.
No, it's been fun.
Yeah.
I apologize to my wife in advance if I said anything I shouldn't have said. My kids, please talk to me when I come home. No, this is weird for me.
I think you did well. I think you honored them very well.
I feel like I'm so sick and tired of hearing myself talk.
Yeah.
I'm going to just disappear for a few weeks.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm glad this is on video because then I don't have to talk about it. No, it's just funny talking.
Yeah.
Sitting here and being like.
No, it's good. We've done you a favor now. You've gotten all the things that you want to say off your chest. Now you'll be able to be a great listener at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've done you a favor here today.
I have to do that too.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Graham. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks
for being on the show.
I love Craig Thiessen. I do.